use this every blessing in the right way, in the service of our fellow man, with love and with care. I specifically chose that that Jackie this morning. I came into the studio and a little reggae music was playing too, so that was inspirational. But I chose that specific Jackie for a reason, and there's a reason that I particularly like it as well. It is 11 years old, but very, very pertinent to the time that we live in. Because for 11 years plus, we have been sleeping. We have been asleep. And we live in a multicultural society, so we are blessed even with the fusion of different cultures and different people from different backgrounds, so many similarities as well, but coming together. And at times I find the necessity to speak specifically to different groups within our society. We can describe ourselves in groups based on age, right? Demographics like age, demographics like cultural background, demographics like race, for whatever that is worth, demographics like income, class. And sometimes it helps us to understand certain challenges. Oh man, wake up. Wake up. God's children, right? People, wake up. So many of us suffering different types of sleep. Different types of sleep. Different types of unconsciousness. Because sleep is akin to unconsciousness, right? You're not fully aware. My children, some of my elder children, right? There are some people who are way older in age, but I still beg you, I still ask you, I still encourage you to wake up. I ask my fellow young people across the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago, y'all wake up. That's my precursor to get into a very important topic. It's a general topic, but specifically it has been spoken about in the context of URP, CPEP, forestry, and CPEP in particular at this point, because it's the first program to really go through some proper restructuring. Well, it's going to be restructured, but it has been cancelled, right? All the contractors have been terminated. And I really want people to think long and hard about it. Of course, there are people who will use this situation for political mileage. Of course, I mean, that is the right thing politically to do. You want to get back at some point into office. But we are clear on their track record for poor people. I will go so far to say for African people, for people who are supposed to give the base support. Unfortunately, and it have nothing to do with fortune, it is by design. This political entity have suppressed us. They talk about base support. Well, they keep us debased. So we find ourselves in such a vulnerable position. We find ourselves where this transition of government affects us tremendously. It affects us tremendously because for many of us, we don't have a safety net there. When I say safety net, we don't have no money put down to cover we bills and things. We live in day to day, week to week, fortnight to fortnight, month to month. Many of us not even sure how we live in. I don't know how. Only by the grace of God, some of us have survived. And I want to say at this point, God bless Trinbagonians too, because there is a level of love in our society where we still do help each other. We do help each other. There are other societies that are even more closed where if you have some kind of problem, you're going through some kind of challenge, forget even reaching out to anybody else. We have been left vulnerable. We have been left on the breadline by a political entity that has controlled government for the majority of our existence since independence. They have empowered others. I'm talking about economic empowerment. The people who they don't even see who they don't know why CPEP. They don't URP for it don't matter to them one bit. They don't even. I have a chat group, and the question was, do you all know anybody who actually works in CPEP? That's the question. And in the group with about 100 people, none of them know nobody personally. Because I cross-section every walk of life. Uptown, downtown, midtown, wherever. That's how I live. Everybody at every level, I could walk seamlessly. Vulnerable. They have left us vulnerable. The other day, what Embed had? $1. $1 to the pay. They keep us in part-time work. As my father used to say, they give you 10 days and the month have 31 days. The year have 365. But you're supposed to survive on 10 days. They have not opened the economy in a way so that more people can climb the ladder and move out of the lower classes into the middle class. They have structured this society in a way that is top heavy, where inequality reigns, where there are people in this society with billions. And not just speed talk, people like speed talk. With billions, while others scrape a daily living while others now are terrified at the fact that maybe they won't be able to get back the operator job or the laborer job in a CPEP. Yeah, what they call it, gang. We want fundamental changes. It's time to wake up. We want more for those at the bottom. What are we thinking? Between me and you, what are we thinking? These people going to come and take the jobs to clean the road and cut the grass and wherever. You think somebody taking that right now? And I understand the contractors who will lose their money, whatever money they've been enjoying for whatever lengthy period of time. You've had 9 years under the PNM, those who are PNM supporters and affiliates who have been given these contracts. But somebody else needs an opportunity as well. But when it comes down to the workers, who you think going and cut the grass in Beetham? Well, I hope the grass going and get cut too as well, because sometimes some contractors not doing their job. And that has to be part of the restructuring as well, because it's not a ghost. We have to keep our communities clean. Who going to cut the grass in John, in Lavantil, in Sawa, in Digo? Who going to cut the grass? I just give an example. Who you think? The transition is not among the working people. Yes, it might have a couple people new coming in. But the transition is with the contractors. And we all have to be fair. Somebody else needs an opportunity. Get a new company and apply again. Or apply again with your same company. Explain your situation to whoever is in management who is going to do the procurement of new contractors. And wake up. And wake up. I turn in at Cookreed Fish Market and I see a contractor from South cutting the grass along NGCs, right, National Gas Company, along the line, the gas lines that pass all through Trinidad and Tobago. Let us wake up. Transition from cutting a section of grass with CPEP to a contract from NGC to clear the pathways where these gas lines pass. I'm talking about Cookreed Fish Market and a company from South cutting that. A team of 5 men with a contract, with a company vehicle, branded. While we sleeping, fighting over the little bit that is presented to us by this entity that has done a disservice to its base people. I feel a little bit of mercy sometimes for Penny, eh? But not really. I have no mercy for Marvelous Marvin. I have no mercy for Colum Imbert, because they have had no mercy on us. They ride the backs of African people for decades. They ride our backs of the poor with not even a contemplation of assisting us for forward mobility, with the design plan to keep us just where we are, dependent. So they have somebody to use. Wake up. Wake up. And while some of us perceive that this government is against us or something like that, this is the period in time where we actually agitate ourselves. This is the period in time where we actually decide we're going to stand up for ourselves in some way. Thank God. Because all the time when other people was whipping us, we were comfortable being whipped. I tell you, an elder man tell me he preferred to suffer under the PNM than to do well under the UNC. You hear the ignorance? It blows my mind sometimes. But not again. But not again. As more and more of us wake up, we are willing to move. So even across these areas where there are supposed PNM constituencies, whatever, there are so many Afro-Trinbagonians and Trinbagonians who now work with, affiliate with the UNC coalition. And we will determine the distribution of these resources to the people of these communities. We will now determine, and we will show love to the people. Where there was hate, there will now be love. The language that we need to now speak is how we could raise the average man's pay in these companies. That's the language now. How can we transition as well to higher paying jobs? How can we get involved in agriculture? How can we acquire land? How can we create real opportunities for upliftment? Stop sleeping. How can we take a 3-year CPAP contract and then take this group of individuals who have skills, who have tools, who have ability, and then transition into an NGC contract to clear lines? Transition into private communities doing maintenance for real money. Do not take chain up. Do not take chain up. People who 2 months ago, before they lost the election, didn't care about you, now care about you? Tell me now. I have to pause and think about it. people who 2 months ago, Faris and Marvin and this next lawyer, Keith Scotland, who less than 2 months ago did not care about you, who's so out of touch, who if you ask them how much CPEP getting pay, URP getting pay, forestry getting pay, they might not be able to tell you up to now. Imbrit care about you? Do not take chain up. Find somebody who know anti-cam, right? Those in Beetham, Sealots, Lavantil, they go Martin, by every, although some all don't know. Couva, wherever you all from, find somebody who know and just connect. And don't study them people, you know. Wake up. Find somebody who could actually lead you all. Who will tell all you where it is. Because it's not in CPEP and URP and forestry, you know. Your forward progression economically, your economic strengthening, not there, you know. That's temporary survival. As you know, you're doing a service to Trinidad and Tobago. And I don't know if Trinidad could even do without CPEP for the short period of time of transition, because CPEP is so important in terms of dealing with our environment. Find leaders who could show you all where it is, who will not keep you all down, to use you all. I know it's challenging, you know. It's challenging sometimes when you don't know love, to identify what love is. Sometimes some people get accustomed to brutality. So let us wake up Trinidad and Tobago. We'll take some calls, right? Morning.
Hey, good morning, my brother, and good morning to you listeners. You know, today is really a day for rejoicing, boy, and to give God thanks for the mercies that He provides. You know, I want to say congratulations and thank you to the independent senators who saw it fit,
yeah, man,
to vote in the manner that, in which they voted.
Yeah.
So much surrounding that that it is clear in my mind that Mr. Young is not deserving of this pension, but I'm just happy that the independent senators, were able to see that it was necessary to implement this law. You talk about these people pretending to love. Now, how can they love, right, when they had no problem identifying to citizens what they deserve, which is no more than 4%, but they cannot vote to tell Stuart Young that he don't deserve this last pension? Them love anybody? Them don't love nobody. Nobody, boy. Nobody. And the thing what I cannot get past at all, Fuad, is the wording of the Constitution that speaks to the leader of a party will be appointed the Prime Minister. I am still asking the question, what party has Stuart Young ever led? And if we cannot get past that because he have never fulfilled that requirement in the Constitution, then Dr. Rowley and them clearly know what they did. And we would have never been here if Dr. Rowley would have followed the correct process, because what we going to pay Stuart $1 million for campaigning for 6 weeks?
Yeah.
who in their right mind is going to go through all the work that is required to become prime minister, and as you win today, you call the elections the next day?
Yeah.
Because that is what happened. That is exactly what happened. So what are we paying him for campaigning? He didn't do anything in the line of prime ministership to deserve that. And the process in which he was made prime minister is still questionable up to today. And I believe in my heart, if you take it through the courts, it will be determined that it was unconstitutional, because the requirement of him being the leader of the party was never fulfilled.
Yeah, I think that was more of the reason why they would have had to call election right away as well.
That is why, and I believe that is the reason why the UNC didn't take it to court, because it would have just dragged out the process.
Yeah.
You understand? And you see this matter with the CPEPs. If CPEP contractors want to complain now, all you should have all your books in order.
Yeah.
Because it's more than 6 years plus, all you didn't have all your stuff audited. So don't come and cry crocodile tears now and try to get the workers to be the front line.
Yeah, to agitate. They're sending the workers on the front line.
And calling people to march. All you go and march if all you feel so.
All you just...
what all you hired the day before, all you and the opposition, all you go and march.
Yeah. Let the ministers who family and them get in contract, let them come out and march.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? When you see them marching, don't feel as representatives there. It's because they had contract.
I don't know. And watch now. When they say that they lost the way, I thought that would have mean that they have intentions of finding the way, no forward. But it's clear to see that they still lost and they're not facing the right direction to even begin to find a way.
Yeah.
When I listen to the contributions and the reason why, and we talk about, so okay, you know what? You know what it is? Is it that the government have to make the opposition comfortable for a law to pass? No. None of all suggest, okay, let us put it from 2010 so it will cover all surviving prime ministers at this point in time. So it includes Ms. Prasad Bisesa, Dr. Rowley, and Stewart. But the government really didn't need to go so far, because there's only one person who fell in that category of not deserving pension.
Yeah.
But if one was smart enough, well, suggest to the government, okay, let we put it from 2010, so all current prime ministers who are still alive will be encompassed in the law. But all you only studying Stewart and the money, right? All you're not studying other persons who would have gone through the same thing and not deserve a pension, and even work more than that and still not deserve a pension. Stewart himself could have come and say, hey, I really not deserving that, but no, all you don't care about nobody. You're still absent away from the job. All of your colleagues abstain from voting, so they don't have a position.
Yeah.
You know, people watching and seeing, and they're talking about get back into government. Which government?
Yeah.
Which government? The government of Bali, the house. Yeah. Not the government of this country. We are waking up and rising up.
Yeah.
Waking up and rising up. We're done with our foolishness from all the politicians, boy. We done that. We done that in this country. I look forward, brother.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. Go ahead, brother. Morning.
Blessed uprising, Fuad.
Yeah, man. Blessed uprising to you as well.
I didn't see you out yesterday, but you're out today. Give thanks for life.
Yeah, man.
Fuad,
blessings.
You know CPEP and URP, that the PNM voter base?
Yeah, part of it, yeah.
That should keep black people down, you know, to the bottom of the ladder, you know.
Yeah.
Fuad, look where I watch. 2 months before election, Pete Scotland send down 2 maxi load down in Killer down there. We have to capacity the youth to go and get CPEP, URP card, you know.
Yeah, of course.
And the way they was boasting and balling at that camp, and they thought this, they thought that, you know, some of them places borderline.
Yeah.
You still with the youth and the man carry them to go and learn and like trade. go and do this kind of thing. And they have programs. Give them a meal, singing it, and shop back in the community.
Yeah.
So they call up people to go and match for gaps in Dolly for them to get back 3 and 4 contract. A former talk show and this program to get 3 and 4 contract and use poor people.
Yeah.
We fed up a piano with the nonsense, boy. People in the East West corridor deserve more than that.
We're going to the break, right? Take a call back again.
Yeah,
Blessings, man.
Blessed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
blessed.
Blessings. Right, so we head into the break. Wake up Trinidad and Tobago, right? For the workers, don't worry, hold on.
And so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
JE Guide Funeral Home and Crematorium Limited is a family-friendly funeral service provider serving the nation for over 75 years. We provide at-need and pre-need services at our 2 locations, 120 Coffee Street, San Fernando, and Craignish Village, Princestown. Contact us at any time at 235-5049 and 652-4261, or find us on Facebook and Instagram. We are family-driven, family-centered.
It's Flow's 2nd anniversary, and it's all about you. Join us on Thursday, July 3rd at our retail store in Milford Bay Plaza from 9 in the morning to 12 in the afternoon. Come taste the culture, spin the wheel, and feel the rhythm. It's our way of saying thank you. The Flow Way.
Whatever you want, it's at Comfort Inn and Suites. We have it all. Buffet breakfast and $99 lunch specials. Tuesday date night, Wednesday ladies night, Friday karaoke, and Saturday barbecue. Celebrate your birthday, anniversary, or just treat yourself to a night out. Pamper yourself at the spa or book a day room to rest and retreat. We have it all at Comfort Inn and Suites. Find us on social media. Call 612-3835 or WhatsApp 466-2478. Comfort Inn and Suites.
TNT, get ready, get hungry, and get to the hut because it's lunchtime! From pizzas to pastas, breadsticks to cinnamon rolls, Pizza Hut's all-you-can-eat lunch buffet is all yours for only $55. Sundays to Thursdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and extended to 4 p.m. on Sundays. Check socials for info on selected locations nationwide and take your hunger to the hut. Pizza Hut, now that's delivering.
Are you tired of scratching the surface? Do you want to understand the real forces shaping Trinidad and Tobago? From the delicate dance of our energy sector on the global stage, to the geopolitical shadows behind the crime affecting our streets, we dig deeper. The third umpire goes beyond the headlines. We connect the dots between local challenges and the international currents that truly impact your life, your wallet, your security. Join Stephen Matheson, Selvin Mitchell, and Ronaldo Rollux, 3 employment law and human resource management consulting professionals, as they unpack the complexities, analyze the power plays, and reveal the often hidden realities. Understand the game. Understand your role in it. The third umpire, critically analyzing Trinidad and Tobago's economic and political realities on how they affect your daily lives. Tune in Monday to Friday at 4 p.m. on the Street 919 FM. Don't just listen to the news. Understand it.
Every child is created for excellence. Release the natural intelligence from every child with the IBG educational products. Just listen to these testimonies.
He wanted to read to show me what he can read in one day time. We get through the program and she made real good marks.
And she's singing the song. She liked the song too bad.
And they were really excited. It's success in no time for them.
With the IBG educational products, we guarantee instant learning to all.
This is about the best thing I've seen.
It is extremely well.
At IBG, we project the young minds of today to be leaders tomorrow. Just call us at 330-1384 or WhatsApp us at the same number, 330-1384. Delivery at your door. Find us on Facebook and Instagram. Start working from at home with the IBG educational products and send them out to school as champions.
Don't miss June savings at Furniture Plus. Enjoy up to 30% off appliances today. Plus, shop appliance bundle deals and get up to $1,000 in mini appliances. No cash, higher purchase plans available. Save more now at Furniture Plus.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. in the morning on The Street 919 FM radio. Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Planning your Tobago getaway? Choose the highest Google-rated car rental company on the island, O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago. Located just minutes from the A&R Robinson International Airport, at O'Neill, we pride ourselves on being the most tech-savvy car rental company in Tobago. Our process is 100% digital. No paperwork, no long lines. From easy pickup to seamless returns, renting a car in Tobago has never been simpler. WhatsApp us now at 1-868-361-1042 to book your vehicle. Don't forget to mention promo code RADIO2 to receive a 5% discount on your rental. Send a WhatsApp message to 1-868-361-1042 today. That's 1-868-361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago, the easiest, most reliable car rental experience on the island.
Vehicle availability is subject to change. Driver must be at least 25 years old and have a valid driver's license to book. For more information, visit www.rentalcartobago.com.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Hi there, I'm Lester Sublal, inviting you to join me on the first, second, and third Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the fourth and fifth Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
Share the lawn. Share the lawn.
The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Good morning again to Trinidad and Tobago. So we're discussing this somewhat hot topic of CPEP, and obviously as well there are other organizations that are going to have some little transitions and changes as well. Morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning, morning.
I call to tell the youth of Trinidad and Tobago to listen to you and your program, right? Listen on a morning and they will carry themselves some way.
Yeah.
Because I want David Muhammad to listen to you and your program, and he will carry himself also some way good. Because when he come to talk on Saturdays, his talk was race talk and his talk was PNM talk. I want him to listen to you. It have PNM talk and race talk. It have country first and life. You care for people. Let them listen to your conversation and carry themselves better. CPEP workers, I want to talk about that. CPEP workers, that is nothing to, where were Penelope Beckers and the whole PNM posse, the opposition, when Rowley stopped the gate program and the Chinese man and the foxy face one, when they stopped the gate program, there were thousands of doctors in Trinidad. My grandson was in it too. They say from third year, fourth year, and fifth year, they would get it done by the gate program. And they stopped the gate program. What had happened to those doctors who spent so much money, Pierre drink sugar water, to send them to school from 3 years until second year? What were there was when Rowley stopped the gate program? Did they protest? Did they come out and say something? They was crying all in Tunapuna by Chala and Ratam to see if they could get help. They would stand, they would sign for them to finish their school. No discipline could do that. Because I'm talking about three years they had to do that for. I tell you, my grandson was in it. Where was the days? Where was Penelope Beckers and 4 cents Beckers and all of them? Where were them?
Yeah.
So march for them. They will save life. The whole future gone there. CPAP workers could still go and make a day work in a garden, sweep by somebody, do something, ask for have a. Don't children who borrow money. Where is the future? Where was the 4 cents Beckers and the penny and the cent Beckers? Where was the PNM? So if people listen to you, I owe, and I listen program, and that program you came on, that's the only good program right now on that station. That's the only good program to educate people right now on that station. Because I old, and I still need education with all the old granny is. You hear?
Yeah.
So I thank you very much for this time, and I thank you and God bless you.
God bless you too, Mom.
Youth and carrying the youth future to somewhere good. And I'm telling you this morning, our Prime Minister looking at that.
Yeah,
our Prime Minister looking at this. This is the only good program on that station. All now. And I want David Mohammed was semi-educated. I have education too. Not he alone. Let him listen to this program and stop his race talk and carrying the youth down the road.
Yeah.
Let them stop that and listen to the program and carry the country further. better. Thank you, son. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Morning, brother. Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, man. Peace be unto you.
My problem with them with the CPEP thing. CPEP was brought by Mr. Manning to assist the small man. You understand? The small man who having nothing, to get a little work for 3 years and move on to bigger projects. That way, you will be able to have a cash flow.
Yeah.
So that you could take that and go to bigger projects.
Yeah.
And after 2 years, you move on and leave this for the men who...
For somebody else to come up.
How could a contractor, who only could match that contractor to be in a program over a decade?
Yeah.
While she quarter the people having nothing to do, but they try to blacklist people companies because they having work.
Yeah.
But one set of people alone go for a program, they don't have the avenue, spread it out.
Yeah.
Change it every 3 years, a new cycle come in, let people get a little taste, so everybody can have a little growth. Why one set of people alone must have growth and have a bank full and everything that they can access bigger projects and try to CPEP? Come on now, man. Really that pretty small man.
Yeah. And the pool of workers is the same pool of workers.
Yeah, the workers, whatever the government want with the workers, they could put them on state lands to work on the farming or whatever. They could do some with the workers, but the contractors, all they overdoing it. Or they have to give people a chance. Other people, our companies want a little chance to grow, to get a little cash flow, to get other bigger projects. That's why they want to stay in CPEP like all in, but people want growth. People want to use CPEP as a stepping stone to grow, to get equipment, to move on.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much.
Brother, I look forward to listening.
Yeah, man, blessings.
I don't want to take up too much time this morning.
No problem. Yeah. We cannot have people perpetually in the same cycle. We have to grow our economy. We have to give people that stepping stone and also train them to go forward. Morning, caller.
Yeah, morning, Saud.
Morning.
Yeah. Now, I want to say something. Well, it's the program, eh? Most of you can listen and hear the program. But I want to tell you something. You have to be very careful of state audience, you know.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I live after work St. James. I used to work ship. I used to see big trucks night and day building up that swamp in Mukurapo to support that mosque.
Yeah.
Night and day, work hard. And if he wasn't the type of man he is, Amos would not be there today.
Yeah.
He had to stand up for his rights. And there are lots of people today who are praising you, you understand? Because they like the direction you're going. You wanted your father dead? If you get the right to hang him up, he should be in jail.
Yeah.
So be careful of some people. Be careful when they come in and pay, they bring in, you understand, greetings and this and that and yes. Because I know I've been here a long time and I've followed your father. This is I followed 1970 and everything taking place in the country, I've followed it.
Yeah.
And I have my thing in NLC. Now, CPEP, when you're talking about 10,000 workers unemployed, you're talking about over 30,000 hungry people, you know.
Yeah.
Remember, they have children, you know.
Yeah, of course.
And they,
yes, are 10,000 people going to be re-employed?
But here what is going on. I heard this government on the campaign trail said that they are going to be looking at private security. I want to see, because I told you, you will say, Bamba Yago, I want to see if they're going to, the contractors who have the private security, if they're going to dismiss those private contractors. Because when you're talking about them, you're talking about that same percentage, that 1%. You understand?
The 1% who firmly in charge now, who have been placed there and who sponsor the PNM?
I want to see if this government
going to change that.
Yes.
Because it exists already, you know.
I know, but what they said, that at one time they said justice on time, they cut it out.
Yeah.
You understand? Up and down the road, but they still have them employed all over the hospital and all about, you know.
All over is joke. Under the last regime, I have seen them extended. It have very few government offices that you could go in now and not see Justice on time, Amalga. You gotta be careful even to call the name first the big. I in Tobago yesterday. Let me help you out, right? I in Tobago yesterday, and you go to Storby. I say, oh God, boy, they couldn't leave this for some local contractor, boy. The day and all is every single thing these people want to monopolize. And you want me to tell you something else? This morning, a little small contractor, 28 years of age, started a contract for security. A small company that I'm assisting. I'm so proud of the young man. I'm so proud of Namdefco. Because you know what they say? When they call, they said specifically they want people who connected to the communities who are smaller contractors. So don't tell me I don't want to hear about PNM, you know. I don't want to hear about them for 1,000 years until they check themselves and change their ways. Because in Storby, you tell me 2 officers in Storby amalgamated won that, and they're not charging less than the small contractor, you know. But it is greed. Brother, I'm telling you, it is greed and monopolization that these big boys just want to keep taking everything. And all that you could do is to work for them. No way.
My brother, let me tell you something. Nothing doesn't change. PNM and the UNC, all of them, you understand, have the same, you understand, financiers. And all of them, you understand, do the same thing. You understand? But what happened is that there are times we condemn one because we don't like how they're going. All of them are the same. All of them big. You think that they're going to give? They're going to give take the contract from that company? That security company. They would never do it, my brother.
So let me help you. So let me help you. I agree that there are similarities between the two entities, right? But I also want to tell you that the greatest opportunity for the small man to move forward exists right now. Listen to me carefully. I would not mislead you. If I'm making a mistake, it is a genuine mistake. But this is the greatest opportunity for the small man to move forward. Miss Bissessa is 70. How much old she is? I forget. 70 years old. She not interested in monopolizing wealth for herself and whatever, like some of these guys. She is interested in leaving a legacy. She is speaking about equality just because of her speech. What she's saying to the population puts her under the microscope, because now we look at her and say, you talk about the fake elite. You talk about equality. You talk about labor. She putting up herself. I could work with that, because guess what? The mocking pretenders of Faris and Rawi, Imbert, Marvelous, all them, they ain't have no care for us.
My brother, I hear you. Let me tell you something. Under the last predecessor government, they established the home for the land for the landless.
Right.
They established that in Twin City, in Orange Grove.
Yeah.
I told people to go, young people, go and apply for land. Land is wood, land is value, land is thing. Apply. My brother, the people I told, not one of the predecessor government, not one of them get a piece of land. And here what it is they did. They didn't put the names when they publish it on the paper. They put ID card number.
Yeah.
They put ID card number, you understand? So you can't see, you understand, who get the land. One person told me the other day that they know one African person that got a piece of land somewhere down in Central down there. All they see about them, they say about their people, they see about their people don't get tapped with that.
And we, my brother, let me help you. We need to see about our people. I will hold their hand. Let me tell you something. I'm going so far, I will hold their hand and walk them to LSA and ensure that they get something. Let me tell you something. Under the last People's Partnership, all those lands in Bagatelle, wherever, get deed of comfort and things that simple, that the last administration, the PNM, refused to do to empower the poor man.
My brother, before I go, I want to say again.
Sorry for keeping me so long.
As the old people say, Bamba, you go see, take time.
Yes, yeah, man, blessings. Thank you very much. Yeah. And I agree. Thank God we eyes open now. open all your eyes and wake up. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Morning. How you going, brother?
Good, man. Good.
Hello?
It's hot this morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I'm a hot man, so I can tell you. You see them old dinosaur, we're coming on this program and trying to keep this evil around me. Don't keep them so long and waste people time now. You listening?
Yes, man. I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. If you know how I'm glad that God has Rowley alive to see all this evil on revealing with Stuart, that don't take him yet. After the little Macadam, they could do what they want with him. But that Satan Rowley is the creator of all this. And you see that pension thing? Why they don't have you for take that Stuart Young money and get the CPM workers and everything? I don't know where the fight come from. CPM was just something to help the poor man with down anything. There was never no permanent work. Oh God, they realize the people brainwash and things. Take the pension and give them a stipend or something like that by them until the people straighten out the thing.
Yeah. Well, they will be paid for the next month. I think they're paying all the and by that time they should transition.
Yeah, because the whole country know that CPM was never no permanent thing. It's to help the poor people with the doctor and thing. But you see Satan, Rowley and Stuart Young and both of them, you see them Satan? I'm glad it on revealing. That's why you see the master work in mysterious ways. You understand? I'm glad they didn't take them and let us see. But Rowley not be shitting in pants all now.
Yeah.
Anyway, you keep up the good work, Mr.
Yeah, man. Blessings to you, brother. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Abubakar.
Good morning.
I heard your commentary this morning. It was very, very enlightening.
Yeah.
And instructive. And, I feel very, very, very proud about it. And I think that's the direction we ought to be going. Because I am saying that you have made out the case. The fact remains is that if you look at those depressed communities and populated by mainly people of African descent, I grew up, and they remain the same, dilapidated, squalor, no improvement. And I'm saying that something has to be done. You cannot continue to bamboozle these people. You cannot continue to manipulate the minds of those people for your own advantage. That can't be allowed. And what is happening now with people, they are in fact manipulating, taking a situation, they're exploiting a situation now.
Yep.
By bringing those people outside there to protest, to satisfy their own political ends.
Yeah.
That is what is happening. They don't care about those people.
My brother, nobody is going to come into these communities to do CPEP other than people in these communities. So we don't understand that?
Yeah, but that's a fact.
No. So what you really want, what you going and protest for? All you protesting for is PNM, Because you will not, there is no way no one else is going to come. It have nobody from Barrackpore, Sipar, wherever, East Indian or wherever you fear, who going to come into your area as a CPEP contractor. They don't want it.
But that's a fact.
That is a fact.
And the thing about it is that trade aliens seem to run away from the truth. They don't like the truth at all. The idea, I heard you made you briefly, because you have to be brief with this thing when you talk about the Ashanti in southern Ghana.
Yeah, the Ashanti king who they bring.
I won't go into that because they don't want you to tell them that.
Yeah.
You see, but that's a fact.
Yeah.
And if you go to the UNESCO history on Africa, you have African scholars who wrote about it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to dwell too much on that.
Yeah, well, I know business what they like and they don't like. The better medicine that is essential for us to move forward.
But you mentioned earlier on where the whole CPEP was conceived by Patrick Manning, the idea of it, and what it was supposed to do, the object or the objective of the program, the goal, what it was intended to do.
Yeah.
And when in 2010 the PNM vacated office, there was a transition.
Yeah.
It wasn't the smoothest because some of them didn't want to go, contractors, but some of them eventually left.
Yeah.
When in 2015, you had the same contract, you had contractors coming from the various who were employed or who were contracted by the partnership, and they left. The UNC, those people who were contracted under the UNC, they left.
Yeah.
What happened now? Where is it? Those who were there from 2015 to now, almost 10 years, what happened? A practice has developed.
Yeah.
And they went in there, when they were employed, they would have known, they ought to have known that when the regime changed, there was the possibility that their contract might have come to an end.
Well, if the PNM MP give you a letter to carry to the PNM chairman or some group who is the CPEP head, and that's how you get the job, then you would have an idea that when the government change, you might lose the contract. I think so.
But some of them not so bright, you know. You have to understand, that's a fact. I ain't running from that. They're not bright. Because nobody, I can't see in 2025, you allowing politicians to manipulate your brain. The fact manipulate your head. Because I'm saying you must say, what is my condition now? Where I'm living here? It's a cycle of poverty, a culture of poverty have developed. My children, my grandchildren, I have to get out of that. How am I going to get out of that?
Yeah.
My children, I have to send them to school, make sure they get education.
Correct.
My children must be hopping on a maxi taxi to go every little meeting they have there to pop up a crowd.
Correct.
And their children not there, you know. Their children in nice air condition.
Yeah.
They sit down and everything nice. They're not bringing them by Picket Corner. They're bringing them in Burns Road.
Yeah.
And you have to understand that you have a responsibility to take your children out of that morass, out of that squalor.
Yeah.
Give them the education, give them the technical skill, the AI, the computer skill, and all these different things. Get them into nursing, get them into accounting, these are the things that are going to lift them out of poverty.
Yeah.
But they want them there, down inside of PCPEP, where they have them there, and when the time comes, you jump on a maxi, 10 maxi, they get maxi, and they go on their way.
And you have to go, you know. If you don't go, you name off the list for the next roster, you know.
Yeah.
Them contractors have to change. Those who doing that, they have to change.
The thing about it is that I am saying that Patrick Manning, his conception was that his belief or his idea was that, and he understood it, because there was no noise in there wasn't this kind of bacchanal that took place, that is taking place now. In 2010, when he left, there was a almost smooth transition, understanding that when you leave, the contractors must know that they have to, and it went on until 2015. What has changed now?
Yeah.
What has changed now?
Thank you very much,
and
Mr.
I just want to say one thing, and I'm saying that these people on a political husk, and they will exploit every situation.
Everything, yeah.
And I'm saying that the government has to be, those people have to learn from, I told them from 1986 and 2010 and 2015. The fact remains is that, as you told me recently, the question here is communication. You have to communicate with those people, come out and tell these people what is in store, what you propose to do to them.
Yes.
This thing will fester. These people let me tell you something, these people on the move, you know.
Yeah.
These people mobilizing people, and once you hear they start a protest in Port of Spain, it's non-stop. You have a goodwill, and you have to manage that crisis. That is your problem. It's a crisis that they impose in here, and you have to have the skill to manage that. Otherwise, dog eat your supper.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. We take any calls. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
How are you this morning?
I'm good, man.
We are blessed. You are alive.
Yes.
Aren't you a Trinbagonian?
I am. Make your contribution. Welcome.
And of course I am. So this is what I'm doing here. So why be so aggressive, sir?
Never aggressive. Unless necessary.
It just seems to be aggressive to me by accident. You make my contribution. I don't understand. I simply ask, aren't you a Trinbagonian? Your father was also a Trinbagonian of African descent. You are also, as you outlined to me, and you are a successful businessman. How did you do that under a black government that is so harsh to black people? How did you achieve that?
A fight against the grain. Just like my father fight against the grain.
Fighting against the grain, Indian fighting against the grain, everybody fighting against the grain and the African ain't getting up.
Not quite. Not quite. I wouldn't agree with you that way. I would
Not
think that
me, is what the man just said. I am just simply responding to your last caller.
Right.
So I'm using you as a reference. If you understand that level of psychology.
Yeah. Go ahead, finish.
No, because this morning it seems to be the cry that PNM have black people suffering. For the longest while, that is what get you all there to be talking that rubbish that you're talking this morning. So let me make a point. If that is the case, then PNM attempted to help contractors before they leave. PNM kept the same PNM contractors, which are supposed to be African people, for 10 years, hoping that those contractors will build themselves. But the workers are not supposed to, it's not the contractors that are supposed to actually be recycled, you know. It is the workers that are supposed to be recycled. For my information, that is how it's supposed to go. It is the workers come there for a period of time, you go to, after work, you are supposed to go to school. That was the intention under Mr. Manning. But up comes the People's Partnership and Rudal Munilal and change CPEP, make CPEP marine. CPEP was doing all kind of things. This administration come and cut out some of the things that CPEP was doing and try and restructure it. So now, if the PNM contractors, if the contractors are PNM contractors, then the 10,000 workers are going to be PNM workers. And if that is the case, they are going to be of African descent. But I have never seen, all that about maxi load and you have to go to a contractor. I have never seen any media ask any PNM person in a protest, how did you get here? You know why you come here? You know who bring you here? I have seen in 2010, with a protest, come to approach a protest. When they ask why you bring here, my region manager did send me, actually. So I don't understand all the logic.
All right, yeah. Thank you very much.
Trying to bring down black people, man.
Yeah, that's absolutely not what we're trying to do. We're trying to
PNM is not in office. You all are in office. Do all your work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Stop complaining about the PNM. That time has gone, Mr. Baka.
Yeah.
I want to see you get something. What I want to see, as you outlined, in those areas is that nobody from Penal coming to get no contract.
Nobody.
So I would like to see, because from the time you're supposed to me, you're supposed to remove those contractors one by one by one. Even the people who working in the CPEP offices, not contractors, them and all went over, no. Enjoy your morning, eh?
You too. Have a blessed morning. Yeah. Morning, caller.
Morning, Brother Fuad. You have full permission to cut off battery and them early, you know. Early, you can cut them off.
Long rope for Maga goat. I have no problem. Let him talk what he want to talk. I think people are smart enough now to see through. And I want sometimes to expose the level of the ignorance to the people. So that's why I give them the little opportunity. We are uplifting black people. I don't want, you see, me, it don't matter what I get. What matters is what we can do for the African people in Trinidad and Tobago to elevate them and move them forward. Beyond just the African people, let me be real with you. Whatever we could do to bring greater equality to this society, to bring the lower classes up, in that. It's not about me. It should not be about an individual. It should be about moving forward people collectively in the right direction. That is what it's about. Just to answer Barataria. Go ahead, sorry.
I understand that sentiment, but you know it's so difficult for us, especially when you could clearly make out what is Bataria's and them agenda? Anything to support the PNM.
Yeah.
Because to go back now at this stage with matters from 2010 and think Bataria, the PNM government had 9 years to fix all of that. What did they do? And the thing about it is, these apparently Dr. Rowley's own colleagues, members of cabinet and members of parliament was afraid of him, because to be calling people to march now, when it was that same government who locked up the public square for persons who wanted to protest peacefully. That is what they were met with, a square that was locked up.
Yeah.
But only get real now, boy. Only hate Trinidad so much, or love PNM so much, or love Dr. Rowley so much that you don't care about the country.
Yeah. I am convinced that some people have to be paid, because what it is called to say don't make sense. I am happy this morning. I'm being real. I am happy this morning because a young contractor, 28 years of age, get a contract to do some security. And I am so happy because he is new. He gained an opportunity to develop himself. And those are the things that I want to see. I want to see new people getting a share of Trinidad and Tobago. I do not want to see the monopolization of opportunity by a few. And this administration gives us the greatest opportunity to move forward. Do not take the chain up. That is all.
And what? But it's funny that you say some people have to be getting paid. But don't be surprised that they ain't getting no money. You know?
Nah.
Don't be surprised because
no.
Just recently, as you say, a old man saying he rather suffer under the PNM than to have it nice under a different government. That is just the level of thinking of some of us here in Trinidad and Tobago, and it is so disappointing and boy, disheartening to really understand where some people's minds are at.
Yeah.
Where some people all for a political party who really have nothing to offer them, nothing to give them.
No, those people have to be benefiting in some way. And I could understand somebody defending something that they benefit from. But do not come and spew the lies and tell me, enjoy it when I am suffering. Don't tell me, enjoy it when I am suffering. That's all I'm saying. And be real. Be real.
I understand that level of wickedness now, because that is all, it had to be wickedness.
Yeah.
You just so hate or so in love with the PNM that you will hate everything else. Every good thing must come out from the bowels of the PNM.
Yeah.
So good things can come from nobody else. You're unable to see good if it don't come from the PNM Bataria.
Yeah, I don't study that.
Police was stay off the radio with our rubbish now Bataria. People trying to do what is best for the nation.
Yeah.
If all you had an issue with things from 2010 to 2015, what did your government do to sort it out? Or otherwise, keep quiet on those issues, because to come and campaign and talk about it again, what purpose will it fulfill?
Yeah.
What purpose will it fulfill? The day after all you lost, all you telling people come off our PNM back, that the UNC and power now, all you handle it, come off our PNM back. But all you ride Mr. Sad, the Cesar back, right up the road, Bataria.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Don't worry with that. Right? Thank you very much.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
Why? Between me and you, Trinidad in at the right place right now. Now, I want to be fair this morning. I am not or will ever say that PNM never did nothing for this country that was good. I will never say that. But I
can't say that, yeah.
Too. Yeah, I will also say too that under the PNM, black people suffer the most.
For sure.
The reason why we in Parliament discussing this pension pay for Prime Minister was because the father of the nation put that in place, because in 1969 was the eve of the Black Power Revolution, and because he tell himself he would be out of office, he put that mechanism in place. Now I hearing some things coming out from Parliament now. The Prime Minister pension, although he getting this pension, the present Prime Minister, anytime the present Prime Minister's salary goes up, his pension going up too, And I hearing too, I stand to be corrected, but I also been made to the understanding that the pension plus whatever perks and thing that was getting before, all of that is added on to make up the pension for the Prime Minister. If I stand to be corrected, I hearing something like that. I'm not sure. I stand to be corrected. So I hearing that, right? No. We had 1970. We come up the road. All right. I don't want to take up too much time, so I'm going to try and break it down short. For the last 9 years that PNM was in office, everything, all the failures you're hearing, they blame it on Kamla and the UNC. Everything and the UNC this, and the UNC that, and the UNC the other. While we suffering, right? They start to move like if they could do anything. And the slogan that they had, once they put a barizeta on a crapo, the population will vote for themselves. So they have that lock back. So they're doing every and anything and getting away scot-free, while the population here waiting patiently because they have no other recourse to get rid of them earlier, unless they happen to call an early election, which they did. We come now when we get the election and we vote them out of office. And you know we vote them out of office for? Because of the misstep they was making and the brutality they was taking up upon the nation, people just couldn't take it no more. The back was against the wall and we just couldn't take it no more and we got rid of them, right? Now you're talking about how much 1,000 people from CPEP gone home because of them and all of that. But how much people from the oil place gone home? How much people from TSCT went home? How much people from Wassa went home? They never make a hullabaloo about that. But now the government trying to put things in place to find out, well, who had who and who do what and wherever it is, they have a problem with that. I want the population of Trinidad and Tobago to pay attention to what it is going on in the country and don't be gullible. And you see the independent bench, now you tell me and you wasn't in agreement with me when all of them vote one way. But you see that bench, we had to pay attention to them too, because a lot of them, from listening to the contribution, like it's PNM planted people in that position, so that when bills coming through from the government, they're blocking it and at the other place. And we have to look at them things. So what I'm saying that the country in a good place right now is to open the eyes of the younger ones that coming up to see the brutality that was taking place on us by that past regime. And the things that are coming out now, it's so shocking. I find people should be taping it now. But thank God for technology, we could always go back and put
Yeah.
in a good place right now.
Wake up, Ole, wake up. People have to wake up, and I'm glad that we opening our eyes as well. Open your eyes.
Yeah, don't look at your big toe, look at down the road, because we have a grand and great grand coming up. And if what we're doing now, our grand and great grand was doing in earlier years, we would have been living in paradise today. And every time PNM open their mouth in Parliament, making the population more vexed, especially seeing the likes of Alwari and Foster coming, making the hate for the PNM get bigger. PNM will be in opposition for 1,000 years. Trust me. Have a blessed morning.
Yeah, thank you very much. So let us just be wise. Let us open our eyes to what is taking place. If 10,000 people are retrenched or whatever, 10,000 people going to be rehired. And I could promise you that it is within the communities who you feel going to end up doing the work. Somebody coming from somewhere else. It's 10,000 other Trinbagonians, including you, who going to come back and cut the grass, hold up the barriers, clean the drains, and have Trinidad and Tobago looking the way it's supposed to look? You just ain't go have to go to no rally or else. You just will have to ensure that you come and you do the work, as many of these contractors, many of the workers do the work to keep Trinidad and Tobago clean. What are you worried about? Good morning.
Oh, yes. Good morning, I'm
yeah, man, good morning. Welcome.
Yesterday, boy. Yeah, boy, I miss you.
Yeah. Apologies. I was in Tobago and we couldn't get the studio over there up and running for me. Sorry.
Yeah, apologies, Putin. I know you have everything on your hand. And good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Now, I've done short in time already, and I don't want to hang on too much on the CPEP because we don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, man.
What I want to ask you is that, and in respect that you are in a position where you are in this country, I want to maintain what I said the other morning, that the organization that you in this country right now, they ensure that representatives must not be ministers. That is what I want to say, and I want to continually say it because it is a construct that must change.
Right.
It is something that never really should have been, because if I vote a representative, it's representative I vote. I never vote a minister. So I want you to concentrate on maintaining that also must happen, that representatives must stay in the representative position to be able to see about the region or the municipality or the councillors and the regional council, the community development where necessary in our communities, and the people. But that is plenty work for a representative inside of the constituency and the region. What I want Ms. Prime Minister Kamala to do, and it should be for all of us, that we understand that we must start to vote, we must start to hire ministers, hire people to work as ministers in ministry. Separate that situation. Once we separate that situation, we could get the ministers to do what minister work that they know they could do through their education and their intelligence. Stop putting square peg in wrong hole by taking representatives and put them in ministry. Maintain that ministry people be hired for the duty, and if by chance a legislation put that by in the morning, if they don't do the work, we could fire them and put another in that position. That is an important thing to do. But Fuad Abubakar, put it down in the consciousness of this era, so that when this evil show that this government is to move from there, it will stay there where it's supposed to be, and change that colonial appointment situation of appointing members to go into ministry position. That is something as an educated, intelligent, conscious mind must understand, must change. I will leave you there because I don't want to go in too much in the pension and the CPAP with you this morning. That have other programs in the day to see about very seriously. Have a good day, Imam Fuad Abubakar. Have a good day, Trinidad and Tobago.
Thanks. You too. Have a blessed day, brother. Good morning, caller.
Hey, Fuad, morning.
Hey, morning.
Two quick points, right? Over this weekend, I saw where the UNC was talking about they needed 4 independents to style with them about expansion, right? And then they started to tell you that when they looked at the history of the independent right now, they look at how they were voting.
Yeah, the process is challenging, yeah.
Yeah, they played a clip with this lady, Desiree, Dr. Desiree something, right? They played a clip with her where she was objecting to nearly everything, and according to Smith and others, and he said, first time you see independence object so much on behalf of the opposition, right?
Yeah.
And Redmark, and I guess because of his experience in the Senate before, right, he was able to tell all that you're quoting those standing orders that you're quoting is not even correct. You're just standing up for objection's sake. But even if you're objecting, you're not even stating the correct standing order you're objecting, right? But yesterday I was home from work and I listened to it. I actually paid attention to it, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, this woman, I don't know what she's doing there, but a simple thing, I am saying, for we not in politics, we don't even know half of the damn constitution, right? But like them don't know it either. So one of the things that she's just trying really, really hard to give Stewart Young the pension, right? But you know what was real amazing? On the section 5 that they were discussing and they were talking about the pension and thing, and you have to be a prime minister at least 1 year to get a percentage of the pension, right?
Yeah.
So they had to vote and everything, and everybody voted, and the yes had it, which is the government side and everything. So they went on to section 6, right? Up comes this woman and saying she has to make a next appointment. So they say on what? This on section 6? She said no, section 5. Even I don't see as I know. Once you don't vote and you pass that piece of legislation, how are we on the next section? How you want to come back and not a vote was already taken?
Yeah.
And they had to well, no, you can't come back to section 5. We done vote, we done made a thing on this, and
A
you
decision on it already.
What the hell? I say, but I mean, I thought the UNC was overplaying it. I mean, they showed the clip where she was objecting and that's correct. But yesterday, seen it for yourself, and even those independent senators, when you listen to the contribution, they didn't make no sense. I mean, I don't know what they were doing, a lot of them. They spend the little time that they got to contribute on saying why they're independent and do attack their independence and Australia. Well, oh God, we'll just make some relevant points and show people that
you are independent. Just demonstrate it. Don't come and talk it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then and then they tell you, and they abstain and all. Thank God the 5 said one man was consistent, and I think he was consistent last time. But at least the government, they abstain. It's like if they're following the guidelines of the government. They don't say no. They exactly, well, 3-5 said yes, but the others say exactly what the government will say. Abstain. I mean, come on. All it needs to be more objective. Don't do it. I mean, if you're trying another thing and behind the scenes, try and make it look still even like all really independent. Come on. That was real yesterday. They really exposed themselves. And this lady Desiree, they better think twice. She needs to go and get a next work somewhere. Go be a doctor somewhere. Anyway,
those things will change soon as well. Thank you very much. Yeah. So we do understand, or if we didn't understand, just to explain very quickly, the president has the discretion to select certain independent senators, and therefore, if the president is politically aligned, which the prime minister gets to choose through the electoral council, gets to choose the president. He or she has the majority to choose, right, the electoral college. And therefore, the prime minister at the time usually chooses that president for a certain period of time to stay. And what we have right now, I mean, is the president of Trinidad and Tobago, but we have someone who was heavily aligned to the PNM, and she, there's the perception that she would choose people who are familiar to her and maybe closely aligned as well. Those are some of the perceptions that exist. It should not be that way, but unfortunately, it may be that way. And therefore, what you find is some of the independent people are not so independent. Of course, she will be changed when her tenure comes to an end. And again, likewise, you may get someone who is somewhat politically aligned. Obviously, at least the person would be impartial, because if you are choosing a person as a prime minister, you would at least choose somebody who is impartial, if not somewhat aligned to your concepts and your perspectives. But this is the nature of the politics as well. All right? But we need to understand that. Morning, caller.
Morning, Baka. How are you going, Baka?
Hi, good man. Welcome. We're just about to close, so you have a minute and a half.
Boy, I listened to that debate yesterday, and you see what the woman was talking about. It makes no sense if she was talking about pension, but if the person died with the family go get some kind of thing. Somebody in China, they have to work about 15 years to get a pension from NIS, and if you die, all your family members get something that is, or your, not even your family member, your wife or your husband, is about 600 or 700 a month.
Yeah.
To survive on. So that makes no sense what she's talking about. And you see that rubbish about it, and be talking on a morning, he has to listen back to himself. He's some very illiterate, right? The amount of billions and the amount of money passed through Trinidad under PNM will serve the longest. Trinidad and Tobago should not be in the position financially that they're in right now.
Yeah, I agree. I have to agree with that 100%. We have mismanaged for sure.
Exactly. When Robinson went into government, right? Things didn't have money. They just came out of oil boom, and it had no money in the government, which is Robinson had to make drastic measures to get back the country on track, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they're not understanding. Look, right now they're blaming UNC for all kind of things. There's only 2 months of people in office. PNM was there for 9 years, and they never complained.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much. And we come into our close. And this is what I'm saying as well. You see, sometimes it takes the change for us to even open our eyes. Because we quietly suffer. Let me tell all you, some Afro-Trinbagonians quietly suffer under the PNM. But we are vocal when the UNC is in office. And it works to our benefit. It works to our benefit. So let us seize this opportunity to move forward. Blessings to everyone.
Bills to pay. And so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
You want to find something great to do with your Tuesday nights? You want to learn and understand the true reason for Jesus? Then join us every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. for the program, This Same Jesus. This Same Jesus, the program that puts Jesus in his rightful place in our hearts and in our homes. Let's bring church home to you. Join us every Tuesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. with your hosts, Kempes and Kevin. Be inspired, be blessed right here on the Street 91.9 FM.
Falling in love with Jesus.
This is the voice of Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist. We are preaching Emergency Alert broadcast, which is from the Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist Church. We will be featuring voices of brethren from different parts of the world, preaching the gospel, preaching prophecy as it relates to current events and the ending of the world. Listen to us on 91.9 FM every Sunday from 9:05 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Sundays. May God bless you as you learn the truth. In Jesus' name, amen.
The mid-year loan explosion is on at the Mount Pleasant Credit Union. Don't delay. Apply today for any of our loan packages from $20,000 all the way to $100,000. Mid-year loan promotion. Get a chance to spin the wheel for your rate and a chance to win gift certificate prizes. The third prize, $2,000 worth of groceries. Second prize, $3,500 worth of power tools. And the first prize, $5,000 in appliances. appliances. Promotion runs from April 1st to July 9th. Draw date the 14th of July 2025. You call 639-8375 to make your appointment or visit the branches at Canby or Bon Accord or email loans@mpcutobago.com or visit www.mpcutobago.com. Approved by the NLCB. Special conditions apply. It's the mid-year loan explosion at the Mount Pleasant Credit Union. Don't delay. Apply today.
Hi, I'm Valentine Garcia.
And I'm Nikki Garcia.
Please join us on the Final Hour broadcast every Thursday at 9 a.m. on the Street 919 FM radio.
Every week we will journey into the amazing Word of God. So please join us.
See you then.
We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. Play way fast cash, that is the fit. We rollin' big. Fast cash and play way take win. No extra spend, just vibes and luck. Play way and fast cash turn up. We rollin', yes we rollin' big. Fast cash and play way take win. Mega mix or monster pick. Jackpot from 10,000 quid.
Jackpot starting at $10,000 have now been added to NLCB's Playway and Fast Cash games. Wager on Playway Mega Mix or Fast Cash Monster Draw for a chance to win the jackpot after every draw. Don't miss out. Visit NLCBgames.com for details. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly.
The time is now 8 a.m. This time check is sponsored by Lambeau Credit Union. Always here for you.
Tune in to The Street 919 FM every Friday from 9.